series. So, again, as far as small market goes, and I believe the Brewers are in the bottom three of the smallest markets. They're continuing to produce not only really good players, but going out and getting key free agents, or excuse me, key trade pieces at the trade deadline. We saw it with Moustakas a few years ago. We're seeing it with Escobar. Transitioning to my next topic for you, how concerned are you right now with the health of this team? We saw Willy Adames leave at the bottom of the first inning in the first game against the Cincinnati Reds, which they described as not serious, but it was a quad discomfort. We saw, I was just speaking about him, Escobar go on to the 10-day IL with the hamstring discomfort. And then obviously Brett Anderson exits the game last night after pitching 4 innings. I mean, as good as this team is, and they're great, 28 games over 500, 78 and 50, 8.5 game lead in the National Central. You just won 2 out of 3 against your second place opponent in the National League Central. You pretty much have the number 2 seed locked up that's at the very minimum, unless you have an epic collapse. But as a baseball connoisseur, that's what Francisco is. He's a baseball connoisseur. How do you feel? I mean, how concerned are you with the Brewers' injuries?
So I'm actually on ESPN right now looking at their injury report. Brett Anderson, day-to-day. Freddie Peralta is on the 10-day IL.
I forgot about Freddie. Yeah, yep. That's right. Freddie, too. I think that was precautionary, though. I don't think he was – I mean, he was hurt, but I think he probably could have made his next start. But why push it?
Right. And according to Adam McCalvey of MLB, he's reporting that he's going to throw a bullpen session this Friday, which is, today. And then Willy Adames is day-to-day.
I think if Willie was more serious, he'd have been on the IL.
Right. And then Escobar, you mentioned him. There's one more that I was looking at. Oh, John Curtis. He is on the 68 IL, and he's probably done, I'm assuming, for the season. The Brewers have had so many injuries this whole entire season, and just scrolling through this list of their injury report, it's fascinating that they're in the position that they are in currently, given this whole season they've had injuries, and a lot of significant players have missed a lot of significant time, and they have always been able to bounce back and shown that the next man up mentality, which is incredible to see. Just because there's some teams that would have folded, there's some teams that would have collapsed, but this team, all they did was call up the Billy McKinneys of the world, and then Jace Peterson is incredible, and they haven't missed a beat. We just talked about Yelich the last time. He's been completely off pretty much until the last couple of weeks now, and he was missing a lot of time, and the Brewers continue to keep chugging along. So I'm not entirely concerned, just given the severity of the injuries, or I guess lack of severity. I think they'll be fine long term. I like that they have this division lead. They don't have to rush anybody. They can let these guys take a couple more days off. They can ease them back in. I know Freddie Peralta was in that Cy Young race. I don't think he will be anymore, just because I think they're going to be precautionary with him. Are they going to be resting Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff heading down the stretch to keep them safe, keep them healthy? Then you're kind of messing with their innings pitched and the whole, again, back into the Cy Young talk and conversation. But I think Craig Counsell, credit to him, he is so good at giving his players rest. We talk about how he was piggybacking a couple of starters here and there with Hauser and Lauer, kind of going back and forth after several different starts, using a 6-man rotation to give pitchers extra days off. And it's incredible that throughout this whole season, all the injuries, the pitching staff has pretty much remained intact, with the top 4 starters. Of course, Brett Anderson, he's missed chunks of time here and there. But credit to Counsell. He's been able to navigate this season and avoid some serious collapses, even though they've had some pretty significant time